So what do you think is going to be, you know, the impression or the reaction of somebody who's just kind of randomly walking down the street and they come by the storefront and they see your piece here?
It's been my experience as a sculptor. A lot of people will walk by and won't even. And then there'll be some that will actually stop and think about things. You know, I'm saying that in that, I think it was '94, I was in an outdoor art sculpture event here that the city ran through John Rose.
Okay.
And I lived in Bellingham at the time. And so I made this 8-foot wooden piece with these stones inside and a very simple kind of thing. And I would, after I installed it, I still was living in Bellingham. I would sit around it and I would watch people walk by and just, you know, pat it because it was, you know, a form with a ball with the stones in there in the 4 directions. But, you know, I would see them, you know, kind of pet it.
Okay.
And so that there are people that will interact with it. I had a stone show at the Springfield Library for 6 months, and I had a snake made out of marble in the children's section, and it sat about this high, and there would always be every day a group of kids that would come in, and one group would go over and pet the snake, and the snake was written around the edge. I mean, you had to walk around it to spell it out, and so the children, you know, really got it. So maybe it's not the adults who are, you know, like, I'm too busy, you know. It's like,
but you're hoping people will notice when they walk by.
Right. And so, you know, maybe the younger element will be there because, you know, this is a little bit unusual, this project, and you know, the people who are organizing it
What do you think?
Let me do a follow-up question to what Todd said, if I could jump in. And David, just continue to look at Todd when you reply. But what about placing your art in this venue where, you know, we really sort of have a blighted downtown area?
Yes.
And so that's putting your art into a kind of a different place than some of the other places you've been in Eugene. Do you agree with it? Do you see that something that feels right to you?
Yes, I do. As an active member of the community, you know, I often create in my own studio, which I have, and I have had my entire art life, you know, in various sizes. But the thing is to involve the larger public and to encourage them to maybe even make that as a mecca. You know, okay, hey, I heard this, you know, odd projects going on down there. We should go check it out. Boy, that's weird, or, you know, some, you know, judgmental thing, but, you know, or like, wow, that's pretty cool.
But this is one step towards, you know, creating more of a vibrant arts culture here downtown.
Well, yeah, you know that. I'm sorry, I'm judgmental too, as they say. You know, that they have this big campaign, you know, that this is an arts, you know, center, you know, mecca, and they spent, what, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars on studies and things, and nothing ever came of it. I'm not trying to get political here, but, you know, come on, give me a break.
But you guys are trying to make it happen.
Well, yeah, they are. And that, you know, I happen to know the people who are doing this, so I got involved and let myself to try to participate with them. Yeah. And so I think it's a good thing, you know, even if it got no further. You know, it's an attempt, you know, and I think that my understanding is they don't have funding yet, so this is a grassroots thing. And I think that that's an important...
Hey, look, you got some people looking at it. So is that what you're, you know, expecting? People are going to kind of come by and turn their heads and hopefully peek in for a closer look?
Yeah, I do. You know, it gives them the opportunity. You know, it takes it out of the confines of the studio space, confines of my own head, and shares it with a larger public. So it gives them, you know, 5 seconds of turning their head, looking, and keep walking. You know, because I'm, you know, I've got an important thing.
But that can brighten their day a little bit.
Again, that sort of that petting of the sculpture that was on Broadway when the Broadway was still closed down. I think that was '94. And also the children at the Springfield Library, you know, petting. So anyway, the marble came back, and it's like, you know, like Indian votives, and in India, you know, the belly or the other parts of their body would, you know, the devotees would, like, you know, pet them, and they would. So I got this back after 6 months, and it was all like stained with little kids. You know. That was great. And I subsequently got a commission there to do a memorial for the person that established the puppet theater at the Springfield Library. She passed away, but it was 2 puppets, you know, and it's called. It's still there. It's nice out of wood.
Okay.
It's called The Storyteller. There's a chicken and a kitten.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think those are all my questions.
Great.
I don't know how much longer.
So,
He's threading around.